brute force, they overwhelm and crush prey. They are the constrictors, some so big and strong they can take down animals as large as antelope and humans. But constrictors bring far more than muscle to bear. To understand what makes these snakes such fearsome hunters, one man sets out on a worldwide quest. He discovers that constrictors have adapted in extraordinary ways to hunt on land, water, and even in the air. But for all their diversity, constrictors from the largest to the smallest share one quality. Once they have prey in their grip, they wrap their crushing coils, leaving no way to escape the death squeeze. In the wilds of South America, Dr. Jesus Rivas searches for an animal that strikes fear into the hearts of most humans. For Jesus, the dangers that lurk beneath these waters are his lifelong passion. He's after giant snakes.
Come here, Mama. Come here, Mama. Oh, this is stronger.
A constrictor the size of this green anaconda can easily kill a human.
Beautiful.
Jesus' passion for constrictors has led him down a unique path. For more than a decade, Jesus has studied the green anaconda in his native Venezuela. Funded in part by the National Geographic Society, he has become the world's foremost expert on these colossal serpents. Jesus handles snakes not just because he likes to, but because it's the best way to learn about them.
We got it. Okay.
I have always been fascinated by the life of snakes, how they live, what they feel, what they think. One of the problems that all snake biologists have is how secretive snakes are. You can be in front of a massive 17-footer right in front of you, and all that you see is the tip of his nose or the tip of the eye. And that is a real problem to study them. I have tried to do that, but if I really want to collect data on these animals, I need to catch them.
And Jesus is one of the best snake catchers on Earth. Snakes first appeared over 100 million years ago, after the supercontinent Pangaea split apart. Constrictors evolved along very different lines, each mastering its own unique environment. Jesus' journey begins with the hope of finding one of the most primitive forms of constrictor, Australia's Walma python.
This is my first time in Australia. Now, this vast continent is home to more species of pythons than anywhere else in the world. In fact, Aboriginal people of the area consider them like sacred beings.
Jesus sets out for Uluru, or Ayers Rock, a site that Aborigine legends say was scarred by a battle between two mighty serpents. For help in finding snakes and their relatives, Jesus turns to the local experts.
I'm in the company of two Aboriginal trackers. These ladies are real experts finding and detecting very subtle marks left by the animals on the sand.
Australia's oldest human inhabitants, the Aborigines, use lore handed down through generations to read the land for signs of snakes and other creatures.
Is this a tracker here?
Yeah.
A chicken one? Is it fresh?
Yeah, red one.
Fresh one, huh? Can you follow it?
Yeah.
Can we find it?
Yeah.
Oh, chicken fresh. That's my kind. Let's follow it.
Australia has more venomous or cheeky snakes than any other country. Jesus is keen to track one down.
This side.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. It is a cheeky snake, that's for sure.
He's cornered one of the fiercest and most feared snakes in Australia, a king brown. He'll have to take care.
This is a king brown snake. Australia is very well known for its venomous snakes, and this is actually a very good representative. Now, what interests me the most is why are there venomous snakes at all? Well, when the snake has to eat a very large prey, it has to kill it first. How does snake kill a prey? Well, there are two basic methods. One is by venom.
Venom allows a snake to kill in one rapid, deadly strike. But snakes evolved another highly effective way to kill: constriction. Jesus' guides are hot on the trail of a snake that may resemble the first constrictors.
The place where she lives. These ladies are fantastic. They just went to this place, and there's a lot of trails in the area, so this seems to be the place where the snake lives. Expert trackers tell me that this is a non-venomous snake.
Jesus trusts that the trackers can tell the difference between a venomous and non-venomous snake by its tracks.
You see it? Is it there?
Yeah.
Ah! Ooh, what happened with its time behavior? I certainly wasn't expecting this snake head. I was hoping for a loop and gave me a good lip. Oh. Hello, girl. Wait, come with Papa. Come on with Papa. Okay. Oh, what a beauty. Yep, so Woma python. Woma pythons are very primitive snakes. They have very robust, stocky body, almost no neck, very strong, a robust head to push and bury themselves in the sand.
Audacious feats of engineering, modern cities on the move. Get set for a week of industrial-sized ingenuity Asian style, when About Asia invites you to Mega Asia.
This may be the only place in the world where something like this could be done.
Go beyond the steel and glass and step inside famous megastructures. Then delve beneath a megacity's surface to see what keeps a metropolis in motion. For 1 week, uncover an Asia that's larger than life. About Asia, Mega Asia, tonight at 8 on the National Geographic Channel.
Amazing grace, how
9 years ago, world record marathon runner Henry Wanyoike lost his sight. But he never lost heart, because he has someone that's always stood beside him.
HP Pavilion Media Center PCM7388HK, powered by the Intel Pentium D processor with dual-core processing, and the HP PhotoSmart 3310 all-in-one. Edit, organize, and wirelessly print brilliant 4x6 color photos in about 14 seconds. Brilliant meets simple.
Shatter your old routines. Set your clocks for 10 p.m. and let the National Geographic Channel reformulate your weeknight television experience with the biggest series, the newest episodes of your favorite shows, an in-depth exploration of today's hottest topics. We build your weeknights around 10 p.m. It's time that really matters. The series at 10 p.m., Monday to Friday on the National Geographic Channel. They're shocking stories, millions of years in the making, of a species and its fight to survive.
It almost is a miracle we're here.
Each an epic to search for and solve one of mankind's greatest mysteries, our true origins. Witness for a week mankind's greatest turn. From prey,
We have to figure out what killed them, why they died.
to ultimate predator. Stunning new portraits of our ancestors. June 12th to 16th on National Geographic Specials.
The Woma python may have changed little from the basic snake blueprint stamped out more than 100 million years ago. It has a cylindrical head that Jesus believes resembles its ancient lizard ancestors, and a body perfectly adapted for burrowing, a behavior that other constrictors left behind long ago. And how it hunts underground may illustrate the killing technique of early constrictors as well. In the confines of an underground burrow, it's often impossible to throw coils around prey. Instead, the Woma uses its muscular body to trap and crush a mouse against the burrow wall. This may be how constriction began. As snakes evolved, their method of constriction improved. The snakes apply massive amounts of pressure and can kill in less than a minute, faster than many venoms. To demonstrate how constriction works, Jesus again becomes a guinea pig and lets an anaconda put the squeeze on his arm.
What she does originally is try to squeeze the heart of the animal so tight that it can't fill up with blood. And what happens then, there's a total circulatory arrest on the animal. She squeezes very tight, but she not only squeeze tight, she also twists. That's why my fingers are, she have been trying to twist them back. She's not strong enough to do any harm. But if my arm was the spine of a prey, that spine would be broken by now. I'm trying to coil my hand. Now I'm getting there. Only because I'm about 10 times bigger than her. I'm succeeding. This snake weighs about 10 kilos, so I am clearly bigger, a lot stronger than her, and that's how I feel in my hand. But if this animal was a little bigger, I would have been in a lot harder trouble.
Pound for pound, the constrictors are far stronger than a man. The head of a constrictor is a natural wonder, rivaling anything a high-tech company could design. Sporting an arsenal of 100 needle-like teeth, unblinking eyes, and the ability to taste minute scent particles in the air. With thermal scales or pits along the mouth, many constrictors can even stalk a warm body in the dark. The constrictor is a highly evolved hunter. Jesus wants to investigate one snake that has even developed an acrobatic technique for catching prey. In the middle of the Caribbean, the tropical island of Puerto Rico teems with life. But Jesus is drawn into the damp, dark underworld to find what surprises it holds.
Here, Puerto Rico is composed mostly of limestone, and over the years, water erosion has produced a very complicated cave system. That is what I came to check out.
This place is known as Cueva de los Culebrones, or Cave of the Serpents, for good reason.
I am about 100 feet under the ground now. This is a world of perpetual darkness. It's hot, it's moist, and there are all kind of very weird looking creepy crawlies. Oh, cool. Look what's here. Keep going. Okay. Oh, beautiful. This is exactly what I was looking for. It's a Puerto Rican boa. And this girl looks like a pregnant female, just for the girth of the body right here. What is this girl doing here? Well, even though we're in the tropics, the nights might be very chilly for this mom. So what she does, she comes to the cave that is warm and moist. Ooh. She wanted to tell me a secret, I think. So what she's doing is coming to this cave that is nice and warm, and she's trying to incubate the eggs. Put her right there where she was. Sorry about that, girl.
What is it that draws pregnant snakes into this cave?
To find that answer, I need to go farther in. The problem is there are all kind of nasty diseases that you can breathe in this kind of caves. So I need to protect myself first and then go deep. As I walk deeper and deeper, it gets warmer and warmer. Now I have a really neat toy here. It's a heat sensor camera. With this toy, I can actually see the heat. Wow, this cave is getting hotter and hotter. Wow! It's even hotter out there. Look at that, it's like a glowing hell coming here. It's blistering hot. I'm sweating here. But down there in front, it's a lot hotter. Unbelievable. It's like a heat trap right here. And there may be probably thousands of bats right in front of me. I can see those little things flying around.
Jesus is astonished to discover thousands of bats so densely packed together, the heat from their bodies and the guano transforms the cavern into a huge steam bath. In the heat-sensing camera, the bats glow like embers against the cool walls. It is this heat that draws pregnant snakes here. But Puerto Rican boas come here for another reason. At night, the bats head for the cave opening.
Now I am at the entrance of the cave. Now the reason that snakes are around here are not only because of the warmth. Here in the middle of the night, anytime we come, we can find up to 13 snakes hanging around the branches, the lianas. Now what are those snakes doing? We can only see if we turn off the lights. Now we're in complete darkness. I can't see my hand in front of my face. The reason you guys can see me is because there's a night vision camera that sees in near infrared. There's some sort of light that we can't see. Now we can see what's happening in complete darkness.
Soon, it becomes clear that the Puerto Rican boas are positioning themselves right in the path of the exiting bats.
These snakes are the arboreal kind. They are very slender, very thin, and that allows them to hang from the tail and have most of their body hanging out, waiting for the bats to come by.
300,000 swift, agile bats emerge every night to snatch this prey from midair while hanging by their tails in complete darkness. The boas rely on lightning-fast reflexes.
How they feel the bat, they probably have some thermosensory abilities, but most likely they feel the touch of the wings. As soon as they feel something, they turn right away and catch it.
snakes react instantly, displaying amazing patience, agility, and speed. Without the benefit of claws or hands, the slender boa dines on bats. How a constrictor can swallow prey wider than its own body is best illustrated with a larger snake. This green anaconda has just pulled down a big capybara, a huge rodent of Venezuela's swamps that can weigh more than 100 pounds. After crushing the life out of its prey, the snake devours the animal. But the anaconda has no way of chewing or biting off large pieces of food. It must swallow the capybara whole, walking its jaws over the body, engulfing it. How can the snake swallow such a large meal?
The body of constrictors is very powerful and muscular, but the head is very vulnerable because it is adapted to swallow large prey. So this anaconda, for instance, she's got my arm. She has a number of adaptations which is intended to swallow larger prey. We can see the lower jaw, for instance, is separated by the middle. Here, this side and this side is not connected. You can see the right side of the jaw and the left side are only articulated by this ligament right here. They are not fused like in our case.
A flexible jaw and backward pointing teeth pull prey into the snake.
We can see also 6 rows of teeth, 4 on top and 2 underneath, that they use to hang on to the prey and then inch their way over the prey she's swallowing.
The design works perfectly as long as there's something to eat, but not all snakes can count on a regular meal. Jesus travels to a small island in the Caribbean off Belize, where constrictors have adapted to periods of feast and famine. To find them, however, Jesus must first get his feet on solid ground.
Bubuki is a small island right in front of the coast of Belize. It's about the size of a football field. And it's totally festooned by boa constrictors. Unbelievable. I've never seen this density of boas in any place. They're the top predators. There's nobody to eat them. And they're just everywhere in all the branches. Bubuki is in the migration path of many of the migrant birds that go from north to south over the ocean, and they stop in this little island to basically refuel and get rested. When the bird comes here, it's exhausted from the long flight, hours and hours of flight. They are so tired that you can't even pick them up with your hand. I just got this kid. He probably overheated as well, so hopefully he will recover. Okay, Leman, go on.
Lying in wait for the exhausted birds, snakes that may not have eaten for months. One is so anxious for a meal, it comes up with nothing but a mouthful of feathers. Without tail feathers, the bird faces long odds on an island filled with snakes. Feathers can only go in one direction, down the hatch, but they won't stop the snake from hunting for long. The tired birds make for easy pickings.
Everybody tells you snakes are sluggish. Don't believe that. This snake is laying still, and this bird flies right on top and bang, snagging like a lightning.
But even more amazing than how the snakes feast is how they can survive the months when there is little food. Researchers have discovered a stunning adaptation. In lean times, some constrictors' digestive systems shut down and wither. This way, the snake conserves energy when there is no food. Immediately after swallowing a meal, its digestive system kicks back into life. The tissues regenerate, the microvilli regrow, and its gut begins to absorb the nutrients of its latest meal. All constrictors thrive by adapting to their prey, and on the opposite end of the Caribbean, one snake has followed this strategy to great lengths.
Is it aircraft? Or is it alien? UFOs. Is it real? Tonight at 11 on the National Geographic Channel. Common sense can be wrong.
Which lasts longer, Duracell or those ordinary zinc-carbon batteries? While Duracell keeps on running, the zinc-carbon batteries are exhausted. Ordinary zinc-carbon batteries just can't keep up, no matter what they try. With more power, Duracell always wins. Duracell lasts longer, much longer.
This June promises to excite and entertain.
What do you think?
As extreme adventures await on A1. Hit the road of no return to the harshest place on Earth.
The environment is trying to kill you.
Risk limb or life to satisfy an extreme addiction. Step into the danger zone. One man, one compass, one mission.
I want to make the first unsupported traverse of the continent.
Will he be able to make it?
I'm out of breath.
Join John Muir alone across Australia.
Like the washing machine.
And it is truly deadly. Follow whitewater raptors on a quest to conquer one of the world's largest rivers.
It's massive.
Join a fearless group that's making waves on Brahmaputra, the Great Descent.
Hold on.
Meet an elite team of shipwreck detectives as they go to great depths to solve mysteries of the deep.
Okay.
Find out what lies beneath on Sea Hunters. This June, you'll find it hard to find anything hotter than A1.
For over 40 years, we've been at it. More than 124 Emmys later, we're still at it. Out there, in the field, filming, directing, and producing the programs that are synonymous with quality, synonymous with storytelling, synonymous with the name National Geographic. These are special programs. National Geographic proudly presents the documentaries that have set the standard for an art form. These are programs you should not miss. These are the National Geographic Specials, tonight on the National Geographic Channel.
Planted in the heart of a desert, built from the toil of 22,000 men, to harness the power of a mighty river.
Certainly was the greatest challenge in its time and still holds up as one of the greatest challenges in the history of modern technology.
The Hoover Dam. On the next Megastructures, Thursday at 10 on the National Geographic Channel.
Jesus heads to the Turks and Caicos Islands. islands are small and can't support large animals. Without big prey, large constrictors could never survive here.
The snake I'm looking for is very secretive, and this is one of the few islands of the whole world where you can find it. In fact, in this forest, they're supposed to be everywhere. Let's try to find some. Oh, look who's here. Exactly who I was looking for. This guy right here is a dwarf boa. It's a relative of the anacondas. It's a relative of the giant snakes I study. Same body shape, same very muscular built. They just don't grow much bigger than this.
Not much bigger than an earthworm, the dwarf boa has evolved to feed on the small prey most plentiful on the island.
This little lizard is everywhere. Just about every other tree has one of them. Now this guy is a perfect meal for a dwarf boa. No wonder boas are so abundant in this forest. Where did you go? There you go.
Despite its size, the dwarf boa uses the same crushing technique as its colossal cousins. Where prey is large, such as in Africa, constrictors get big. Very big. Jesus travels to South Africa in search of one of the continent's largest and fiercest constrictors. It takes a special snake to compete with the great predators of Africa. The monstrous southern African python is one of the biggest snakes on Earth, growing up to 20 feet in length. Camouflaged in the grass, it waits in ambush. In less than a minute, it squeezes the life out of its prey. With raw aggression and sheer killing power, the python has few rivals, even on the savanna of Africa. Find one of these mighty snakes, Jesus meets up with Dr. Graham Alexander, an expert on southern African pythons.
How much farther do I have to go?
Well, the snake that we're trying to find at the moment, I've picked a signal up around this area, so it would probably be a good idea to stop and see if we can get a signal soon.
Let's just get a good direction here. Okay,
like that way, right?
here.
Graham implants radio transmitters and small computers into wild pythons. Following the signal, he tracks one female.
So Graham, is this the place where you find them, this habitat?
It is, and they can get really well concealed in here, even in vegetation only this thick.
Yeah,
I mean, without telemetry, you know, you just never re-find snakes. You quite often just about step on them walking in this sort of vegetation.
Yeah.
Jesus, the signal's getting stronger. She's more to the left.
Oh, really?
Let's go.
So we're getting closer now.
It's getting closer. Yeah. Hold on. We are really close here.
Is it there?
Okay, she's really close.
Really close? Where is it?
She's just ahead here somewhere. Hey, she's obviously...
I see her, yeah. She's right here in the water.
Whoa. Just try and grab her. She's...
Come here, Mama. Come here, girl. Whoa, that's a short temper. Can you hold the tail?
Yeah,
I'll go for the head.
Down.
Oh, she's a strong girl. Hold the tail, I'll go for the head. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Beautiful African python. Whew, what a temper. So this is the girl you were looking for, huh?
This is her.
I didn't know it was this big.
She's brilliant. Let me just get the
You
tail
told me it was
thing.
big. It's a real monster.
She's really in good condition.
Yes, beautiful.
Graham needs to capture the snake in order to remove a small implanted computer, or data logger.
Not everything is mud and swamp and dirt when you study snake biology. We're doing a surgery in one of the snakes that Graham is studying. Oh, good girl. Good girl, yes. Boy, you have a big head, don't you? Oh, what a temper. We have a beautiful temper, don't we? Face that way? All right. You do have a big head, girl. Come on, girl, open your mouth.
The snake is knocked unconscious with an anesthetic.
Now we're trying to find where the data logger is because it was a good surgery a year ago and there is no mark. So we're going to take it to the X-ray machine and try to find the data logger through the X-ray.
Is that it? Ah, okay, there you go, that's it. My hand is right there. Okay, I need to mark it. So this is the place.
Oh yeah, it's right here, so now we can go where to do the surgery to remove it.
Technicians closely monitor the snake's vital signs.
There it's coming.
There's a little bit of a reaction around it.
Around the tissue reacting around it, yeah, I see that.
Once the old data logger has been removed, a new one is inserted in the snake so that it will record new information when the snake is released again.
Right, now we're going to just sew up the body wool.
Graham loads the snake's data into his computer.
This is a plot of body temperatures from a free-ranging python. And you can see each of these rises here. That's a day in the life of the python.
And this is from the data logger that was inside of the body of the snake.
Yes. But now here's what's interesting. If we superimpose the same sort of plot from a snake that's breeding on eggs.
A lot hotter.
Yeah, you can see she's going right up to and exceeding 40 degrees body temperature.
In his fieldwork, Graham discovered that mother southern African pythons allow their body temperatures to rise almost lethally high. For 12 weeks, the developing python embryos need to stay fairly warm. Python burrows can get cold, so snake embryos need extra warmth to develop properly. A heat-sensitive camera catches the mother python emerging from the chilly den in the morning. She is colder than the background. Snakes are cold-blooded, relying on their environment to heat and cool themselves. As she basks in the sun, her body temperature rises to just below a level that could kill her. Then she returns to the dark, cool underworld. Now, the heat-sensitive camera reveals how much warmer her body is. Acting like a mobile radiator, she transfers the warmth of her body to the eggs, ensuring her offspring's survival. After 3 months, the babies emerge from the eggs, and Graham and Jesus observe something never seen before.
Whoa, 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 she's out, she's out. Just go around this way, yeah. Yeah, okay. Keep a low profile. If she sees us, she's very suspicious. Let's get.
The mother remains with her young, a behavior unheard of in pythons. Until now.
The babies are out too. Oh, yeah. The babies are out too. Look at that. Okay, this is about as close as we can get you. Now you can believe me, eh? The mother stays with the babies. Still, I don't believe it. We've just recently discovered this behavior. She's staying with the babies for up to about 2 weeks after they hatch. That's incredible. By staying here, she's a massive predator. Just her very presence is protecting the kids. Don't you think? Yeah. And then every night she goes down the hole, the babies go back down with her. And we've got evidence that they actually stay in her coils at night time. It's a devoted mother. I've counted 39 babies in this clutch. There's only a few out at the moment. But the babies come and go all day. This is very interesting because parental care in snake is very unusual. This is the first event where we can document parental care on a big python. This is really, really amazing. Oh, look, just don't flick it up. Yeah? Just don't flick into him and he's don't flick into her. That's awesome. So there's this interaction between the mother and the baby. These ones are about to disperse. They've been out of the eggs for about 2 weeks now, so they can be leaving at any stage. I think we've got a bit close. She's starting to move. All right, let's back off right now then.
The southern African python uses power and muscle to protect its young, but it's not the largest or strongest constrictor. To find the biggest snake on the planet, Jesus returns home to Venezuela. It may be arguable as to which is the longest snake, but there's no question as to which is the heaviest. It's the green anaconda of South America, the snake Jesus has spent over a decade studying. But being big has its disadvantages.
During the dry season, the pools dry out and the anacondas need to crawl from one pool to the other. Now, they're not really built for land. They're really good actually for water. The life in water is what allows them to be so bulky.
The history of South America shaped the anaconda. Jesus believes over millions of years, much of the continent was covered in a huge swamp, and in this steamy wetland, teeming with food, the anaconda evolved. Supported by water, the anaconda grew to mammoth proportions. In water, they are no longer ungainly and awkward, but poetry in motion, fast, agile hunters. Today, relics of that ancient swamp still exist in Venezuela, and it is here that the biggest snakes still lurk. But cattle ranchers have settled the seasonal swamplands as well. Tales of anaconda attacks are common, and they are not always fables, as Jesus knows. The biggest snake Jesus has ever found measured 17 feet and weighed 215 pounds. A colossal snake by any standards, but still a shrimp compared to the longest they may grow. A staggering 30 feet.
This is an anaconda shed. It's a medium-sized animal, judging by the size of the scales. Definitely a female. I'm guessing about 14 feet long. The animal is most likely right in this same area. They don't really move much.
They are also well camouflaged.
Ahí está, sí. La grande. Déjame ver. Okay, I see a cool here. Oh my god. Oh, she's a big mama. Vente, manco, agarra la cola. Yo me quedo con la cola que se me va. ¿Cuál es la cola esta? Agarra la cola, sí. Esa es la cola. Témpela de ahí bien duro para afuera. Okay, she's really powerful. I'll try to just go for the head.
Amarilla, ¿no le digo?
Okay. Oh, ahí sí. Oh. Agarra por aquí, agarra por aquí por el medio. Tiene una herida. Oh, mira. ¡Qué bella! I think I know this girl.
Jesus is such an expert, he sometimes finds one he's met before.
I think she knows me too. I've seen this animal before.
For the snake, it's not a happy reunion. But once Jesus has examined her, he'll release her unharmed.
What happened in those final fatal moments? Seconds from disaster, tonight at 10 on the National Geographic Channel. One of nature's most spectacular phenomena is also one of its most destructive. From experts in the field,
the whole name of the game with tornado observations is to get as close up as you can safely.
To survivors shaken.
The last thing I told my kids was Jafari.
To the foolhardy looking for the ultimate thrill.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going!
Enter the eye of the storm and witness Violent Earth, Tornado, Friday at 10 on the National Geographic Channel. No stunts. No special effects. No second takes.
We're gonna pull you out! Go, go!
Simply the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. A must-see. Amazing Moments, Thursday at midnight on the National Geographic Channel. Audacious feats of engineering, modern cities on the move. Get set for a week of industrial-sized ingenuity Asian style, when About Asia invites you to Mega Asia.
This may be the only place in the world where something like this could be done.
Go beyond the steel and glass and step inside famous megastructures. Then delve beneath a megacity's surface to see what keeps a metropolis in motion. For 1 week, uncover an Asia that's larger than life. About Asia, Mega Asia, tonight at 8 on the National Geographic Channel.
For over 50 years, National Geographic has gone to the ends of the world to bring you images of wildlife like no one else can. Amazing photography that's become world famous. From the depths of the jungle to the plains of Africa, no other company has invested so much time to bring you vision that is timeless. Tune in Monday to Friday for the best of the best. Images that'll make you go wow. World of Wildlife, next on the National Geographic Channel.
While Jesus seems to know these snakes inside and out, there are still some aspects of the green anaconda's life that remain a mystery to him.
Nobody knows what anacondas do at night. I'm looking forward to see what I'm gonna find.
seem foolhardy, but Jesus goes barefoot in these swamps full of piranhas, electric eels, and caimans. Experience has shown him that the best way to find what lurks beneath the weeds is by touch.
Oh, cool. There's something here. It's big. What is this? Not the right thing. That was a caiman. Not what I'm looking for at this time. That woke you up in the morning.
His toes tell him he has found what he's looking for, an anaconda. But it's not alone.
This is a breeding ball. Let's see if we can see the whole female. Oh God, he's really fat. Look at that girl. Oh, beautiful.
Jesus has found mating anacondas.
I just see only one male here. The other ones might be about to arrive. Sometimes has 3, 4, up to 13 males and one female. Once a male gets to mate, he doesn't leave. He actually stays there and prevents other males from mating. That way he assures that he's the only one who sires the babies of the female. He doesn't go out looking for other females. It's actually a faithful male. This is actually very unusual in reptiles. Most of the reptiles, the males mate with several females. Not in anacondas. The male anaconda finds a good female and stays with her throughout the period.
Oh, it's too bad. Oh, yeah, coño. Ay, carajo. Give me a good tap.
The male gives Jesus a good bite. But only by separating the pair can Jesus show the comparative size of male and female anacondas.
Oh, the male almost nailed you. Come here, girl. You're not going anywhere.
Adult female anacondas are always far larger than the males. The bigger the female is, the more young she can produce, up to 90. And the more young she produces, the better chance they have of survival.
She's just as tired as I am for all this struggle. Look, besides comparison, this is an adult male and an adult female. You can say how he wants a piece of me.
Jesus believes there's no evolutionary advantage for the male to be bigger than this. To improve their chance for mating, males have spurs on their sides which they use to caress or tickle the female to encourage her to mate.
These guys do it 24/7 during the mating season. So I'm gonna put them back where I found them and let the female go, and they're gonna be balled up in no time again.
Within minutes, the male and female are entwined again, and the courtship continues.
That was beautiful.
For Jesus, the constrictors are marvels of evolution. Top predators on land and water, they possess a stunning array of senses, seeing in the dark, tasting minute particles in the air, feeling the slightest flutter of a wing, and striking like lightning. And above all, their muscles are pound for pound among the strongest in the natural world, so strong they can kill in less than a minute, faster than many venoms. With this armory of weapons and senses, the constrictors have thrived, muscling aside competition and growing bigger than any other snake in the world. So big they become the stuff of legend.
When the first conquerors came to this land, they found this wild continent with oversized rodents, oversized turtles. It just fired their imaginations. They came back with these stories about giants, 150-foot long snakes. 150 feet? No way. But I do believe there may be some real giants out there, and I'd love to find one.
For Jesus, the more he learns about constrictors, the stronger their grip on his imagination grows. His quest has only just begun.